Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing well. Jupiter is transiting into Ashlesha Nakshatra from 19th of August 2026 and will be in it until 26th of June 2027 with a brief transit into Leo zodiac sign in between. So in today's video, let us understand how this Jupiter transit into Ashlesha will impact Scorpio Ascendant people. But before that, if you want more details, then please do check the video of exalted Jupiter transit into the Cancer zodiac sign. Having said that, let us begin with this video. For Scorpio ascendant, Jupiter is currently transiting in the ninth house in Ashlesha Nakshatra. Generally speaking, Jupiter transit in the ninth house is a much better time for you guys compared to the miserable time that you had to suffer when Jupiter was transiting your eighth house, even if Ashlesha energy is very intense in nature. Ninth house represents your bosses and mentor figures. So, this could be a time period where you might have to work under a new manager or a new boss, especially from a foreign land, or manager who sits remotely. But the experience might not be that pleasant for you guys, especially because you already have a past baggage where you might have been a victim of your the tricks of and the antiques of your bosses, that it has kind of become a trauma for you guys, due to which every new manager or boss that you meet, you do not open up that easily to them, as you have internal fear or insecurity of betrayal from your bosses or mentors. Bosses and mentor figures might give you a tough time and might try to micromanage your every small move, resulting in a very toxic and bitter relationship with your bosses. You might feel this toxicity especially because you might have been a victim of some toxic love with your mentor figure, kind of a love hate relationship, or you might have been a victim of unfair payment of wages or remuneration in the past. Ninth house represents your father and father figures. Aslesha is a nakshatra of poison, and because second lord of food consumption is transiting in the Aslesha nakshatra in the house which represents your father, there is a possibility that your father might develop smoking or alcohol related addiction, and this might expand rather than contract because of Jupiter. Your relationship with your dad is filled with controversial past and emotional baggage. This could be the classic daddy issues placement. Some of you might even try to expose a hidden past secret of your father. Could be linked to love, or could be linked to gambling issues, could be linked to addiction issues. Ninth house also represents gaining higher education and wisdom, and even Jupiter is the karaka of the same. And Jupiter is also right comfortable in the ninth house. So students, for students, this transit, especially for the ones who are learning coding languages such as Python, or students who are into pharmaceutical linked research studies, medical research, studying toxins and medical investigation linked subjects, for them this is a good time, to seek extensive knowledge on these subject matters. You could get some knowledge which could be, kind of a very breakthrough kind of a scenario in your life. Some of you might be researching about toxins, alcohol, drugs, poison, chemicals, wine, or fertilizer related subject matter, and you would try to extract data related to these chemicals during this time. Depending on which planet, of course, is there in your natal chart, you would be doing extensive research behind the scenes in a secret manner. Eventually, you kind of try to you're planning to earn from it basically. Now, ninth house is the house of long distance journeys. So this could be the period where you might be far away from your native place, and generally you get troubled by uncomfortable situations in a far away place, and you have internal fears and securities of moving abroad. Moving, the thought of moving abroad, it kind of ignites a certain kind of fear inside your mind. But please understand that the real growth comes from experiencing uncomfortable situations. There is a possibility of dealing with a toxic environment abroad, especially if you are working in a startup or in the entertainment industry or into stock market linked companies. Your entire worldview during this time is going to change. Your worldview on how you view life is going to change massively, especially from a psychological perspective. And you yourself would realize as to how much growth you have had in the way you look at a certain thing or a certain situation. For example, if you are seeing a situation from a very black and white perspective till now, after this transit you will be able to see all the hidden moral gray areas regarding that same situation. You would understand the complexities which is actually there, the hidden layers that you kind of missed in the beginning. You might enter into agreements and deals with a foreign based MNC regarding some secrets, maybe kind of a secret project, data based project to be precise. There is a possibility that some of you might have to deal with family related politics in a far away place during this time. When it comes to the matters of your savings and wealth, this could be one of the best period that you might be experiencing in your entire lifetime. Aslesha Nakshatra guards hidden wealth and treasure. And for you guys, second lord of assets is sitting here, so you might receive a huge hidden payout, especially from a secret foreign source during this time. Especially could be linked to hidden knowledge, foreign languages, sales, being a research assistant in a foreign university, a foreign based startup, hidden wealth in a foreign offshore account. Some of you might also receive paternal inheritance during this time. This could also be the time where you would research about foreign real estate market and would try to scout lucrative hidden deals in the real estate sector. Ninth house is also the house of justice in matters related to the discovery of vaccines and new life curing medicines. There is a possibility of some hidden secrets might come out in the public related to vaccines, cures, especially if you are working in these kind of sectors. There might be an expose of some sort of some hospital which might be not handling patient medical records ethically. If you were involved into any kind of forgery linked to fake documents or paperwork linked to travel or forgery of paperwork related to fathers or ancestral properties, that might come out in public. Those secrets could be revealed in public during this time. Ninth house is also the house of ethics and morality, of being true to your moral values and being true to your ethics and your value system despite come what may. So when Jupiter transits the ninth house, it mostly puts you into situations and circumstances where your ethics and your moral values gets tested. Now for you guys specifically, it would be tested in the matters of romance and love. It would be tested in the matters of taking care of your kids. It could be tested in the matters of your finances. So it is basically to see whether you opt for unethical ways and shortcuts to get what you want, or you stay true to being ethical even if the path is like traumatic. right? So it is to see whether you will opt for unethical ways of hoarding money or not, etc., etc. This could be also the time where you might analyze all the decisions that you have taken in the past in the matters of love and finances, and you kind of try to churn your decisions, and you analyze your own decisions to see whether what you did was moral or immoral, especially from a psychological perspective. You try to understand the hidden layers and the gray areas of why a certain relationship might have not worked out. You try to understand it from a lover's perspective as well. Now, your belief system and religious moral values might be very complex for general people to understand, due to which you might likely keep it private. Your faith might also be very fear based during this time. So, there is no point of holding fear in your heart. This is a time to heal from all the toxic past, and to not let fear overcome your mind. Now, Jupiter aspects are generally considered more auspicious than where it sits or transits. So, for Scorpio ascendant people, Jupiter aspects first, third, and the fifth house. So, the Ashlesha Jupiter's fifth aspect is on your first house of self and personality. So, if you are into any sort of alcohol, cigarette related addictions, this is a good time to shed those old toxic habits, which is kind of destroying you from inside. Otherwise, it would affect your health and physical well being and fitness. You would have a glowing aura in your job place, especially after you have dealt with intense struggling period. Now, Ashlesha Jupiter's seventh aspect for you guys is on the third house of communication, trips, siblings, etc. So, this could be a period where you might try to use covert strategies, hidden psychological tricks to progress ahead in your job place, especially if your job is in a foreign land. This would be an unpleasant time in dealing with your bosses, as they might try to put unnecessary obstacles in your path of progress, especially if your job or work is linked to communication, coding, sales, marketing, real estate, etc. Ashlesha Jupiter's ninth aspect is on the fifth house of love, romance, speculation, right? So, this could be a time where you would be fearful in approaching a potential love interest. To someone who like you are really fond of, but fear does not help anyone, does it? Some of you might have to be in a long distance relationship as well during this time, and some of you could be working in the shadows non-stop to start your own startup in a foreign land. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys liked the video. Please do mention your experiences of this transit in the comment section, and do support the channel so that I can continue to make more videos. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.